This is Dilly. She likes to dilly-dally a lot, just sit around, so we thought we would call her Dilly Dolly. Today, I'm going to do a review on the Kar Kaddy SS car dolly. When we first purchased our motorhome, we were trying to decide a dolly or tow the car 4 down. Well, prior to when we purchased our motorhome, we purchased a new car. At the time, we didn't know we were going to be going full-time RVing 6 months later. That car is Sunny. Sunny Sonata. Sunny cannot be towed 4 down, so we had a choice to make. Take a big hit, trade in for a vehicle that would tow 4 down, or find a dolly and keep Sunny. By the way, we are not getting paid whatsoever for making this review. This is just an unbiased review of our opinion of the Kar Kaddy SS. The things we do like about this dolly is that the tongue folds up and the ramps come up, and it can be stored off to the side and take up little space, as you can see here. It comes standard with a jack, a tilt bed frame, and a few other things that I'll show you here during this video. So right now I'm going to extend this dolly out and show you a few things about it. We will not be loading a car on it today. We'll be showing you enough that it gives you a good idea of how the dolly works. I keep all the pins and everything when it's stored away. I keep them in a bag and stow them away in a separate place so that they can't easily be taken off. I just simply take a strap to hold this tongue from swaying out whenever it's in a spot like this. So the pin just simply goes through. One thing that is very important with this, when you put these ramps down, you need to make sure these pins lock in place. Otherwise, the ramp will not lock in place. When it comes off of the ramp, it'll cause the front end of this to come up, and it could catch the front of your bumper. You push these forward, and then the pin locked in. Always check and make sure. Same goes for this side. Pins are locked in place. So before you load your car on the dolly, unconnect it first. But you have 2 releases. You have a release here, it releases the handle, and then you have this release that releases the strap. Hold both of those released at the same time and pull your strap out. Another nice thing about all their chains on this Kar Kaddy SS, they have a safety lock so the chains can't accidentally come off. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to demonstrate one side because the other side is obviously the exact same way. So before you pull your car on, you need to release the ramp. Now you notice the ramp will not go down on its own. So just give it a little push, step on one end, and it'll go down. Now you can drive your car on. You need to make sure the tires line up as perfectly to the middle as possible. Once the car does drive up on the ramp, come up on the ramp and hit the front of your wheel stops, that weight will make it lock in place. And as you can see, this locked. So now the ramp is up. Now, when you're unloading, you need to make sure you release this before you pull the car off as well, so that the ramp, when your car goes backwards, the ramps will go down. Otherwise, it's going to act like a teeter-totter effect. The car is going to fall off and it's going to try to lift the front of this up. So when you are loading your car on, pull your straps out, make sure you have plenty of distance, and these straps obviously you'll be on this side, and you need to wrap them around the tire, trying to get this strap to the middle, centered to the middle of your tire. So these will be around your tire. Now your ratchet end will slide and move side to side. You need to make sure this is centered with the middle of the tire. So if your middle of your tire is here, you need to move it over. Just make sure it's centered with the middle of the tire. And then start tightening down. This is how we tow the dolly when there is nothing on the dolly. That way your straps are not flopping around, causing damage. Get them tight enough. Same thing when you have your car on the dolly. You want to tighten this down until the tire starts to smush into the front of this tire stop. And then that's it. Put your locks in, and then your chain will be your next step. This you want to reach under and put it around the frame of your vehicle. Come back and lock it in place. This is a safety chain in case the wheel straps came off, cars tried to come off. This is going to keep your car on the dolly. Now when we are towing this without a car on here, I just simply wrap it and just slide this over the strap. It stays in place. With your safety straps, I always keep them on the handle. When stored away, it just keeps them in place. So with your safety straps, what you want to do, once you get this on your hitch, you want to crisscross these straps and lock them into the frame. Usually on your hitch, there's a place, a hole that you can lock those in. Attach those, and again, this has the safety lock to keep them from coming off. Then lastly, you have your brake. This also goes on to your hitch or your frame, anywhere there. So if any of those straps came off, this would pull the brake and it would stop the dolly. Then of course you have your tail lights, brake lights, turn signals. You want to make sure that's plugged in and check all your lights. Make sure they work. Hit your brake, hit your turning signals, and make sure they're all working properly. One other thing that's very important, when you're cranking this down, put this on your hitch, and you go put this on, sometimes this sticks up in the air and it's really loose. That means it's not latched completely underneath there. Sometimes you have to take your handle and move this a little bit, and then you'll see this thing flat like this, but it'll be up higher. All of a sudden you'll see it drop, and you'll know that it's latched in. You can tell also by pulling up on this. If it's kind of solid like this, you're good. If not, if it's really flimsy, loose, that means it hasn't latched around that ball. You want to take your pin, make sure you always have your pin in here too, so that can't accidentally come off, the hitch come completely off. That would not be good. So a few things that this has, I want to make sure I covered everything. We mentioned that it comes standard with the jack. A lot of dollies don't. We talked about the handle that releases the ramps. That comes out further, so you don't have to get down on your hands and knees to reach under to pull it and release it. Plus, sometimes when it's underneath the vehicle, it's easy to forget that you have to release that before you take the dolly off. A lot of times you have a lot on your mind when you're stopping in an RV park and you've got all these things going on. There's all kinds of ways that you can easily get distracted. So just any one little thing that helps keep your mind in the right place, like seeing that handle's there, oh yeah, I need to release that. Or make yourself a checklist is always a good idea. But it's really easy to feel like, oh, this is easy, I don't need a checklist, because there's really not a lot to them, and it's very easy not to use a checklist. I admit, we don't use a checklist either. The safety chains, they come standard. Sometimes you don't get safety chains that come standard on a dolly. But Dilly comes standard with that. Now your ratchet handles, those are easy to access. Some are not on some dollies. They are on the Kar Kaddy SS. I'm sorry, Dilly. She doesn't like it when I call her Kar Kaddy. She likes her name, Dilly. The locking mechanisms on the chains in these straps, that's the lever that springs back and locks to make sure it won't come off. That comes standard on Dilly. And one other thing, fenders are made out of plastic on the exterior, but they have reinforced steel underneath, and so you can actually sit on these fenders. They're, like I said, they're reinforced with steel. The one thing that I did forget to mention, Dilly comes with an independent steering system. Whenever you are not hauling a car, you must have the pin in to keep the wheel straight. When you are hauling a vehicle, you must take the pin out so that the independent steering system runs freely. This steering system is really good because it really helps follow your coach true. Say if you hit a curb with your back tire on the motorhome, the independent steering system allows it to follow the coach true behind, and it will not hit the curb. So that's a really nice feature. Again, pin in when not hauling a vehicle, pin out when the vehicle is on. Now, I always leave the pin in when I am maneuvering it by hand to get it in the position I want to put it for storage, because it just helps it move easier. Otherwise, those wheels are trying to turn. Once I get it where it needs to go, then I take all of the pins out and store them away in a bag and keep them safe. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, kind of covered that, the ramps do fold up for storage. Pull that out, pull your ramp backwards. Now the pin won't go in. Forward. Now it takes up less room. Pin out. Take your other pin out. And that's it. That's all we have today for Dilly, the Kar Kaddy SS. If you have any comments, questions, please make note of those below. Let us know what you think of our name we created for Dilly and Sunny Sonata. And next week, you don't want to miss it. See that cabin over there? That's where we're staying. Vinny Ventana is in the RV hospital. We thought we'd let you know and keep your mind in suspense and see where that wanders to, and we'll let you know what happened. Until next week, don't forget, please subscribe because it really helps. It helps others find our content, and it helps us with our channel and creating more videos. Give us that big thumbs up if you like this video, and until next week, we'll let you know what happened with Vinny Ventana.